So here we go. The youth training camp semifinals. Our first game of the day. We have PCG towards the left, playing as, of course, the Undead against Mr. HuG. One of my personal favorite young talents coming from China. I still remember thinking back to HuG Cup, I think it was HuG Cup 2 or 3, when he played against Foggy in the grand final. And he showed us the new build of Shaman, upgraded Grunts, and Shadowhunter, which I quickly came to call the HuG build. There he impressed me a ton. And I was very excited to see what this kid has in store for the future. But what we've seen in the months following wasn't necessarily as impressive at all times. And also, what it seemed like to me was that his best understanding and his strongest matchup may be that against Night Elf. PCG, he has been around for a very long time, honestly. Like the tier 2, tier 3 guard of China. We've had TBC, PCG, Xiao Kai, and Xun. Kind of, although Xun doesn't play that actively anymore, for a long time, for like years and years and years. We saw PCG once at WGL, not the most recent one, but the one before that, where there was a bigger field of players. Wasn't too impressive there, but that seemed to be before PCG's rise. Not to glory, he's not quite there yet, but since his improvement, it seems this guy has been getting stronger and stronger. And I'm excited to see if he's going to be able to keep up with this.
A player's forces are under attack.
Or not. Oh, look at this elaborate creep route. Oh, it's not working out. He wanted to pull the Ogre Warrior into this little nook right here, block him in, but the trappers blocked him, so that didn't quite work out. He's trying it a second time. That does seem a little unnecessary to me, but okay. It looks kind of nice. It's very reminiscent of the Rock Golem creep on Twisted Meadows that orcs like to do. But the thing is, you don't really need to do this to get the last hit. You can just, you know, creep him here, secure with the coil. So this took quite a bit of time, more time than it would normally take, and more importantly, takes a lot of lumber. 6 acolytes. What? Oh my god, he's tower pushing him. Whoa! Okay, okay. Haven't seen this in forever. Quick reactions by HuG. He saw this right away. Of course, he clicked on the DK's inventory. Saw no TP, saw the sacrificial skull. So he knows tower push is coming in. Grunt sees the acolyte. Doesn't do anything though. More acolytes coming, more fiends coming. Whoa! And this is truly a flashback to his idol, Ted, who used to play this a lot against Orc, when Undead was utterly desperate against Orc indeed. With a Lich first back then. Lots of skeletons out here already, meaning lots of normal damage against this Blade Master. Finding only the ring is not too good, helps him I guess with the survivability, but what he wants is damage. Second Burrow is now up, so more grunts will be coming in. Stars and Stripes, thank you very much for the 200 bits. And Wong, aka Little Lamb, thank you very much for the 4-month resub. Hello B2W, he says. Hello, my man. We were already chatting earlier today because Wong knows everything there is to know. So whenever I'm unclear about something, I hit him up on Discord, and I hope he's not too bothered by that, because I basically ask him something every other day. This Burrow's gonna fall though, dude. This is 4 fiends. That is a lot of damage. Tier 2 finishes, and that is why this Burrow kill was so important. The Shadowhunter now is not going to be coming out for an eternity. One grunt is down, right over here. And the next grunt's going to fall. Oh my god, this seems to be working. Actually working. Now the repair comes in. There's not enough damage for HuG. Yeah, I think the key against this play is early aggression right away. Early aggression with speed scroll. Most importantly. Woo! Get the Grunt and the Blade Master to be aggressive instantly. Go on the Acolytes or the Fiends with a Speed Scroll. Do it fast, and then drain mana on the DK. Since it's only level 1 DK, he doesn't have much mana. And once you drain the 3 coils, it is on level 1. With a bit of regen time, it's 4 coils. So basically, once you drain the 4 coils out of him, there's no regen anymore. And then it should be pretty easy to pick off Fiends or Grunts. Fiends or Acolytes. But now the first tower is up, and once the first tower is up, the headaches begin. And more towers could be coming. Do we have any kind of transition from over here? Not really. Blade Master does cancel the Ziggurat though. No second hero out just yet, but here comes the Demolisher. Good damage against towers, but also really easy to attack with Fiends. There is reinforced defenses now, by the way. Oh, but the base layout isn't looking so good. Oh, actually he does, he would be able to scoot into the back over there, but is still taken out. Level 2 now for the DK. Having the aura makes everything a lot easier. Shop being set up again in the south. I think especially this first grunt over here being inactive for so long was a big problem. Despite HuG seeing this so early on. And now it's 5 Fiends. Like with a narrow tower backup here, there's no way you can fight this army anymore. Barracks now under threat as well. If this one falls, this is almost looking like checkmate. But there's no towers in range of the stronghold, so this could still be taking a long time. So, Demolisher comes up, but where's it gonna come out? It could be getting slowed by the narrow right away. Oh, and nice block by PCG. And yeah, that's the thing. Demolishers are really good against human tower rushes. GG. Okay, it's not gonna be taking much longer. GG, and the 1-0 for PCG with a cheese strat. The good old tier 1 tower push. Used to be very popular on Echo Isles back in the day because of the short rush distances. But yeah, Ted was playing it a lot back then. However, with the Lich first, yeah. That, of course, is a strategy that is extremely rare. Like, even on ladder, I don't believe many people are playing that at all. So, HuG, in my opinion, wasn't reacting properly to this. Of course, with the one burrow tech, it can be hard to deal with that. But yeah, I think you need to abuse the speed scroll. You need to drain the DK's mana. You're never really going to kill the DK, so don't focus on him. But go for the Acolytes. I think go for the Acolytes most importantly, right? Or the Fiends. But yeah, shout out to him. He finds the proper strat, makes it work, and gets the win. 1-0. Next map, counter pick. Unsurprising, or not too surprising anyways. Terrana stand. We are in the best of 3 here, so there's 2 vetoes. Very surprised. PCG leaves this map in the pool. In my opinion, Terrana stand, always a great orc map. But as I know from other top players as well, they do dislike certain maps more. Thinking of X-Lord here. X-Lord tells me that he dislikes the most out of all Echo Isles. But that one we already saw, so PCG didn't veto that either. Twisted Meadows is certainly vetoed by PCG, and I imagine LR by HuG. But our next game is about to begin. Good question from chat. What is the criteria to getting into this tournament? I think it's just the admin's consideration being like, okay, you are talented and you're probably somewhat of a rookie, but then again, Czech is in here. So Czech is kind of like, you know, the question mark. But yeah, this was an invite tournament by the admins, by the organizers, and trying to facilitate up-and-coming players. And for some reason, Czech is in here as well, whom we're going to be seeing later. So now let's go into map 2. Oh, wait. The lads switched the colors up. There we go. HuG in the top left. And PCG in the bottom right. Something that I didn't even get the chance to talk about in the last game was that the build for PCG was very unusual considering today's meta game. Normally today everyone plays Ted Fiend build order, meaning fast hero, fast tech, but rather slow fiends. But in the previous game it was a straight up Fiend build, which of course you have to play if you want to go for a tower rush. I wonder, is that an indicator? anyone who plays Fiend opening nowadays will be tower pushing. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it doesn't do the orc much good because orcs never scout. They never do. Literally never. Well, not literally never. Sometimes on Twisted Meadows they scout. And sometimes against Night Elf? No, against human. But I haven't seen an orc scout against undead in forever. Because usually what undead can do in the early game is never even a bit of a threat. However, if you play the tower push, then suddenly it is. Both players aiming for the small creep here with a small item. Mantle for the Blade Master. Slippers for the DK. Basically, exactly the other way around. Speed scroll used already. That's surprising. Huh. Huh? I don't get it. So the Blade Master is not going to be contesting the middle. Instead, he's going to this one down there. Isn't that a big mistake? Like, with heal selves and with Windwalk, you should have the advantage in the middle. And now he's giving up both items to the DK. Oh, and getting the grunt surrounded! That's a massive mistake. Oh, shit. Shout out to PCG, though. He was really quick to react with this. And HuG was almost quick enough to get him out of harm's way. But doesn't work out in the end. Whew, lucky for HuG that the creep actually got the last hit. The little apprentice, which usually has absolutely trash damage, gets the last hit. And that's a big deal, actually. Otherwise, this DK would be level 2 right after this creep. So the way you do it usually is Blade Master goes into the middle here and keeps on trading hits with a DK. And Blade Master has the advantage because he has heal selves. So, okay, item goes to the Blade. Double rings again. Were you guys here last weekend when Focus was playing? Focus was playing Twisted Terranos twice. And 2 times in a row, he got double rings. But I guess this one ring comes from this camp. But still, it is double ring, so very unfortunate. Could be very good for the TC later. But don't know if he has the time and the slots to save these items. Yeah, I think that's a strategical early game mistake, though. Like, I think you should contest the middle. I get that there's a downside. You want to rush level 3 Blade Master if you can by the time you reach tier 2. Makes your mid-game much easier, makes it much more annoying for the undead. But if the Blade bypasses the middle and creeps down here, this is not really efficient experience gathering either. Especially if he's creeping by himself only. Oh, cloak on the ground, no slots, DK gets the item. Orc on the highest level, in my opinion, always a race who is very hard to play very efficiently. As undead and human, and also Night Elf for the most part, you kind of walk from camp to camp, creep up, get your items, get your levels. But with Orc, it usually requires a lot more specific movement to have the optimal early game. And I don't feel like HuG managed to find that this time around. But it's not like he's far behind. He did lose the grunt. That certainly sucks. Because Shadowhunter is coming out. And usually Shadowhunter wants to be creeping with the 3 grunts. Whether you have 3 or 2 grunts makes a big difference. Oh, DK. Finding himself low HP here. Kind of awkward. How do you get away now? Shadowhunter's coming out, but he doesn't have a dust. Going to the shop first. Where are the grunts? Oh, the grunts have the reveal. Right, that's how he saw him. And that's how he gets the kill. A little slow there by PCG. Wasn't looking at his hero. Level 2 hero now is dead. And that is gonna take a long time to get him back. PCG at least wants to stop the Blade Master from getting the last hit. Oh, Lich, what does he have? Nova first. It certainly is Nova first. He's trying to hide the Lich to bait in the Blade Master. But HuG is not gonna fall for that bait and pulls back before the Nova executes him. Blade Master was not revealed. Could perhaps find some Fiend kills here. Oh, with the Hex coming in from the shadow. Oh boy. Oh boy! Does he know that there is... Why is he going for the Lich? It's much easier to kill these Fiends. Speed scroll. There is a speed scroll. And there's gonna be another Hex in a second. Okay, is he gonna die? Yes, he is. I think he could have just, like, with the same commitment, he could have killed 2 fiends, though. And that would have been a lot easier. Would have probably been worth more. But okay, still good, I guess. Gets the Lich, and more importantly, is now able to steal camps away from the undead. Yeah, losing that DK. Oh my god. Now he's stuck. Was, of course, a big mistake. Can't afford to lose the DK early on. And the Nova was a ballsy choice first, but has its downsides, obviously. What's the item? Ring of Regen. Man, all the rings in the world for the Blade. And he is keeping them for tier 3, so for the TC, it's going to be pretty nice. TC will be coming in here soon. Also very fast tier 3 rush by PCG, however, he's only at 28 supply, he's not really in fighting shape. Ah, the scouting acolyte is still alive, that's why he was supply blocked for the statue. What's the item here? I feel like it's gonna be a belt. It feels like HuG is finding all the tankiness in the world. Level 3 Blade Master now, time for solo creeping on the Shadow. Tons of great items here. There's honestly not a single bad one. This is why this camp is always so good for Orc in this matchup. And gets the robe. Plus 9 intelligence now on the Shadow Hunter. That's outstanding. Lich is level 2, but DK also only level 2. PCG really isn't in fighting shape just yet. I don't know what he prefers as the tier 3 tech tree. Some undeads prefer destroyers, some undeads prefer banshees. And in my opinion, there's only one right approach, and that is the Banshee. Oh, Slippers found here by the Shadowhunter as well. Gonna get a big consumable as well, which is most likely gonna be nice. Scroll of the Beast can be useless if you face off against destroyers. But everything else is pretty good. Oh, okay, gets the scroll. Honestly, pretty poor items this game for HuG. He found some nice ones as well, but mostly rather subpar. Did he keep the Ring of Regen? He didn't. Oh wait, Blade Master has it maybe. Oh yeah, Blade Master still has it, so helps him with the harass right here. Boots of Quel'Thalas, on the other hand, is would be amazing for the Blade. It's also pretty nice for the Dark Ranger, but it's not like she scales the same way in damage with items as a Blade Master does. But he has just creep festivities over here. TC and Shadow now creeping together. I think HuG is satisfied with this. As long as the Blade Master can slow down the creeping of the undead and scout him out at the same time, I think HuG is fine with what's occurring here. 50 supply expansion now for the Orc. Everything is pretty hurt though. One more camp and we have Shadow 3, TC2. And then HuG's in fighting shape. Is PCG in fighting shape? He certainly is. I believe. Level 3 DK, that's what he needs. Level 2 Lich, that's mostly good enough. Level 2 Dark Ranger would be very nice. He is close to that. And the Illusion. Scout out the expansion. Oh, TC already very hurt. Blade Master at the moment, not with the army. No speed scroll with HuG's army. That's a big, big mistake. Oh, Creep's waking up as well, going for the DK instantly. If he forces here a TP, that is good enough. But with the Hex, he actually finds the kill. PCG forgetting about the Hex cooldown, something that every undead must have in his bones and must blindly know when it's coming in. And now with no more coils available, usually this is where it's easy to find these kills for Orc. Even without the Blade Master's damage coming in, the Dark Ranger is getting tickled to death by these Raiders and Grunts. I don't know if the TC died. No, he didn't. He's still alive. Lich, amazingly, is somehow able to hold his ground here, but I think that's only going to be for so long. Until the end snares are ready again. Until there's mana again. However, there's no mana really at this point in time. However, there's also no Nova for the Lich. Blade Master has an invul. I think Blade Master should just go for these statues. Yeah, and there we go. Statues, end snares coming in, and very little chance to keep these alive without coil. Could choose to go for frost armor, but that could just be getting purged at the same time now, couldn't it? Again, no speed scroll. HuG is definitely not utilizing speed scroll enough. That is the one standout thing for me so far in these first 2 games. Thank you very much, Quinchify, for the 19-month resub. And Enof Pander for the 4 months. Finally catching a stream. Australia #1. Thank you very much. This could be a cancel now. Somehow, PCG is still looking decent in this game. Kind of amazingly so. Despite having lost 2 heroes earlier. But now Shadowhunter is finally gathering mana again. This is what it's all about in this matchup. Healing, healing, healing. Oh my god, that was a massive stomp. HuG is committing hard for the statue in the back. Usually only the Blade Master should be going for the statue and the Grunts and Raiders and stuff for the other units before that. Kodo gets the Devour off. That's a big deal. More stomps coming in, more kills. Blade Master, though, in trouble, and he's gonna die! Because the Shadow was silenced. Oh my god. And suddenly, this game is open again. HuG has to send something towards the tavern. DK, by the way, with a lot of mana again. I guess there was a greater mana he found somewhere that I didn't realize he had. This game is still up in the air, hard to tell. But more and more kills are going PCG's way. With the Dark Ranger, those kills turn into skeletons at the same time. And now the TC is almost surrounded. That was close. And again, where is the speed scroll? Speed scroll, one of the best items in the game, considering how good it is compared to its cost. The only weakness of the speed scroll is that it has a long cooldown in the shop. And he's again not getting a speed scroll. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But he's able to heal up further. Blade Master's being revived from the altar. But PCG, man, he's still looking rather large and in charge. Lots of skeletons. Now he has a speed scroll again, finally. HuG could just be deciding to buy time, run away with the speed scroll, and wait for his Blade Master to come back. His main wouldn't really be in too much danger because he does have reinforced defenses. But now he's deciding to fight without Blade Master. That is very dangerous. TC taking a lot of damage over here. But the DK is now out of mana, no more coils. Lich has 1 Nova, aiming for the second hero, Shadowhunter. Mana pot, heal wave coming in. No signs anymore on the Dark Ranger, he's out of mana as well. For PCG, basically everything's out of mana, and seems like HuG is finally able to take the upper hand in this fight, even without the first hero. Amazingly so. Needs to make sure, though, that these heroes don't die. Speed scroll was used before. But he's pretty fast. Does he have Aura 2? He does. Wow. Aura level 2 on the TC. In this situation, I kind of like it, because it keeps you safe, somewhat. But Stomp level 2, man. Passing on Stomp level 2. You don't see that every day. Alright, the Kodo's probably not going to make it away. But the Blade is finally back. And it's a Great Hall time again. This should definitely be cancelled and just replaced with a tiny Great Hall. Yeah. HuG is, you know, executing decently well when it comes to the fights. But I feel like he's not abusing the Orc's biggest strengths enough. Speed scroll. Early game. Blade Master dominance. Level 3 mid-game stalking. And in the late game, the single biggest advantage for Orc is the tiny Great Hall. You get one good fight, get a little bit ahead, and then you go tiny Great Hall. And that's your win condition right there. Big mana. That is an outstanding item for this Shadowhunter. And we do have Banshees now, by the way. The later the game goes, the higher the Orc hero levels and army size becomes. Undead needs to work in damage reduction. Usually, when we see Destroyers attempted rather than Banshees, it falls flat. But yeah, it is Banshees here now. Hero levels for PCG are looking really good. 4, 4, 3, that's basically the dream. Now we have the Dark Arrow synergy with Dark Ritual as well. Which is very strong indeed. HuG needs to set up a next burrow. This one Great Hall isn't really enough. Look at these rings. Ring of Regen, Ring of Regen. I mean, like, Ring of Protection plus Regen, Ring of Protection plus Regen. Shadowhunter's inventory is really good. TC is okay, but especially Blade Master has found very little in terms of damage. More and more skeletons being made and being sent away for distraction. Blade Master's looking for the counter expo. Not coming up. HuG should also be going for Walker transition now. This is basically the perfect time to set up the Torrent Totem. He must have seen the Banshees now. Even an A-bomb being thrown into the mix. Never really a big fan of A-bombs. Can of course just get devoured, that's the obvious downside, but it's also a prime target to be ensnared in front and just be focused down super quick. Fiends take reduced damage from Headhunters, A-bombs take full damage from Headhunters, and late game Orc army is basically all Headhunters. Headhunters, heroes, and a couple of Raiders. And also then you want Walkers, but we have still no totem. What's HuG spending so much money on? I guess items. Involts, heal pots. Only a single speed scroll. I think there should be another one available in here. Anti-magic. Only thing that anti-magic is blocking here is stomp damage. Because it doesn't disable hex, actually. You can still hex targets. Oh my god, that stomp! Was only level 1 stomp, but still really good. Perfectly lined up. He didn't even silence? I guess he didn't even silence. And the next perfect stomp coming in. And yeah. This is not looking too hot right now for PCG as far as I can tell. But the curse is starting to do work. And actually we have tons of skeletons coming out. Mass heal on this Blade Master. TC in a bit of trouble. He has the massive stomp. He's got a massive stomp lined up for himself. Boom! Not really the best usage here, using Stomp and Invul at the same time. He basically is wasting time for control right there. Oh, Big Nova. Big Nova on the Raiders. 1 and 2 will die. Good kills right there. Really good kills for the Undead. And now we have PCG taking the supply lead. TC not having level 2 Stomp there was a big problem. With level 2 Stomp, that could have been much better for HuG. Mana pot though popped now, and that means a lot more healing from the Shadowhunter. Ensnare on the Banshee, that one will be taken out in the back. But once the army becomes so scrappy, these Headhunters die very quickly and turn into skeletons every single time. Why the Dark Ranger is so strong in these scrappy fights. But it's all about healing. It is all about healing on Shadowhunter versus Death Knight. Level 4 Blade Master now finally. That's going to help with the damage. Level 2 crit for him, but again, not the best inventory. Invul popped early for the blade, which really wasn't necessary either. But more Raiders are coming, more Ensnares are flying. And slowly but surely, these Fiends are getting taken out. We have no hero kill attempts here, really. Not at the moment, but so many skeletons! And this is why you want Walkers. Well, this and a Spirit Link. At the shop again, more mana, more healing. But this seems like overwhelming numbers right here. We do have a borrow at the expansion, so the peons can be saved in there somewhat well. TC has 1 stomp ready. It is a level 2 stomp now. Good splitting this time around. Oh, no, never mind. PCG lines them up again, and that is almost the kill on the Banshee. Kodo, Devour. Oh, nice dodge. Blade Master in trouble now. Would love to have the invul in this situation, but still super close. Neck and neck over here. But these skeletons. It's so many skeletons! And that is the big strength of the Dark Ranger nowadays. The top undeads, happy and 1-0, will play Pit Lord most of the time. But if you can find kill after kill, this Dark Ranger is amazing. Finds 1 more kill. Gets 1 more skeleton. Oh, shop is gone. Shop taken out is a big, big problem. We have a new one coming here in the back. That is pretty slow to be added in though by HuG. Blade Master ready again. Purge is flying. Blade Master would always be going for the statues. Always, always. This Lich is not gonna die, but he forces the invul at least. Perhaps they're PCG afraid of the lockdown from Stomp and Hex, which he could go for now. TC does have the mana right now. But this DK looking pretty tanky, also with a big invul still available to him. PCG, this might be his 2-0, but it's not over yet. 1 Banshee over here getting taken out by the Burrow. This Burrow actually extremely important. Shop about to be ready. 41 supply for the Orc. We have 37 only for PCG. But it seems like his heroes so far are superior. Not the greatest inventory on them either, but not too bad as well. Nice peon control. Doesn't freely give any of them away. And in we go again. Blade Master going for the statue. That is the correct play. Oh, the big stomp. That was the massive stomp. Going for the Lich next. There's a Hex on the DK. And with that, the Lich didn't have an invul. He has 2 invuls on the DK. Wow. Okay, that was a game-losing mistake. But PCG kept this game very competitive for a long time. Despite... It's, you know, it's hard to... It's harsh. It's harsh to be so critical. But, you know, when we see the best units in the world 1-0 and happy play, they obviously have outstanding control. And it wasn't on that level, but it wasn't too bad either. The silences could have been better. The splits could have been better by PCG. The early game DK loss was a big problem, of course. But okay. If he has the invul there on the Lich, he can definitely win this game. Potentially. HuG also has some room for improvement in this matchup. Seems like he is not quite yet realizing how much trading favors him in the early game. If the DK offers a chance to trade hits, you should always take that. Which he refused to go for in the second game. But hey, that's good. We have a game 3 decider. And that will be on LR. Really surprising. What are these guys vetoing today? Normally, LR is always the orc veto. And Terranas is normally also there for the undead veto. But yeah, I don't know the vetoes. Apparently they vetoed something else. Alright, ladies and gents. Game number 3. So, bottom left, PCG in the blue, going back to the Fiend build. Top right, normal build here for HuG, most likely gonna be the one borrow tech. Is he gonna tower push again? LR is one of the maps where Tet Fiend build can be not that amazing. Because you can't creep so easily here with skeletons only. It's doable. You can creep this camp with only skeletons. You can creep this camp with only skeletons. With a bunch of skeletons, you can also creep this camp. But it's not as good as many other maps would be. For example, Amazonia. And even Terranas, despite there being no critters, interestingly. But this could again be the tower push, I wonder. And does HuG have that in his mind? That it could be a tower push again. Yeah, HuG needs to abuse speed scrolls more. Speed scrolls are extremely good. Especially against a tower push, but... You know what, I'm gonna take that back. Just speed scrolls are just extremely good always. Doesn't matter against what. Blade Master is going to be starting off with creeping here. Oftentimes on LR we will see no creeping first, but harassment right away with the circlet moving into the middle of the map, but that's more so the case against Night Elf and Human. Against Undead, not really. Because it is oftentimes in the Undead's interest to slow down both first hero levels progresses. Both DK and Blade Master. And you might wonder, why? Why is that so, Remo? Well, that is so because the perfect mid game for the Orc player is Blade Master, level 3, roaming around the map, stealing last hits from the undead, and the Shadow Hunter solo creeping to level 3 quickly. Oh my god, it's the tower push again, by the way. This time the Grunt is gonna see it very fast. What would I say? Yeah, and as undead, you always have to stick DK and Lich together. So if you get an early level 3 DK, you still have to creep with both heroes at the same time. Whereas for the Orc, that's not the case. And if you slow down the hero level progress for both heroes to be only level 2 by the time tier 2 rolls around, then that is beneficial for the undead. But anyways, this is not going to matter in this game. We're not going to have any tier 2. We're not going to have any second hero, at least not for the undead, because TP sold, Sacrificial Skull purchased. Wait, is he going to expand? It certainly looks like it's too late for a tower push. We do have a defensive war mill again. Forgetting about the second grunt here is a big problem. This second Bora has been done for a while. Okay, there we go. You know, macro in Warcraft 3, I guess not as big of a deal as it is in StarCraft, for example, but it's still important. Especially in push situations, you cannot sleep on the unit production. But it's really late for a push. Okay, here we go though. Acolyte moving out. Ah, Blade Master. That was hard to see. He only had the Acolyte on the minimap for a second. So I guess I don't blame him too much for that. Oh, the one creep here was stolen. I didn't even see this. That's a big deal. DK obviously wants level 2 as quick as he can. Blade Master does not get the last hit. Does get... Wow. This took him 3 swings. And he still got the last hit. That was some really low damage rolls. And that also should have been coiled by the DK. Without the coil, he's not level 2. That's a problem. Tier 2 is done. Before the towers start coming up. Grunt finds the Acolyte, by the way. That's important. And the Shadow is on the way. Okay. Change of plans. PCG decides, you know what, Remo, you're right. This push is too slow. I guess I'd better start teching. But yeah, this tech is obviously very slow. Torrent Totem Bestiary coming in. Spirit Link extremely strong against undead that doesn't have destroyers. And PCG certainly won't have destroyers for a long time. Wow. Dude, this Blade Master's finding a lot of last hits. Oh, he gets that one as well. Wow. It's a lot of fiends though, you don't really want to run in here with grunts. Grunts run in, ensnares fly, grunts die. Big healing, that's nice for the DK. Third grunt coming out now. If you hex an illusion, it dies instantly, right? That's the way this works, I think. He's not gonna hex it though. Nope, there's another illusion. Illusion, despite dealing 0 damage, cancel heal selves. When a mana burn that deals less than 19 damage doesn't cancel heal selves. Weird, right? But yeah, we do have some weird interactions in Warcraft. Up on the high ground, the lab now being attempted by HuG. I think PCG scouted this and is trying to do something about it. Oh, heal wards. Heal wards always great for Orc. Oh, and now getting creep jacked. But of course there's no Nova up here. Speed scroll trying to run away. Going for the DK instantly. This could be an easy surround on the DK. Yep. Ooh, but the DK is level 3. He's very strong. And the grunts are actually stuck. Oh! The one grunt almost slips out. Wow. The 5 fiend ambush actually gets him 2 grunts. That's the strength of an early level 3 DK. Plus a whole bunch of fiends, I guess. Tier 2, though, still not done. Really good scouting here by these illusions. He found another set of illusions, that's why. Could be another creepjack. Oh, peon being sent out for the scout. What's this DK doing? Buying the invul. He used the heal pot already. Oh, Lion Horn. Very good. always a good item. There's no case in which this is not good. And now you might ask, huh? If it's always good, doesn't that mean it's too strong of an item? I don't think so. There's plenty of items which are always good. Claws of Attack. Story Mask. Greater Mana.
A player's forces are under
Level 4
attack.
DK, well that's fast. Death Pact apparently, yep. Finds another greater healing, and where's the Lich? Still not making a Lich. Why? PCG has 650 gold. Finally the Blade is level 3, finally the Shadowhunter can solo creep. This is what you want to have happen as quickly as possible, usually. Blade Master now with Spirit Link as well is really annoying to deal with. Takes very little damage. Shadow gets level 3 and does find the aforementioned Claws of Attack. Is this the first claws for the Blade Master in this? Yeah, it is, right? In this whole series? I think so. Looks like PCG wants to time it so the Lich, when he comes out, gets the orb. I hate this play so much. It kind of looks like it lines up with the build and stuff. Oh, you come out at the perfect time, then you get the orb, and then you can start creeping fast with the orb. But that also means you can only start creeping once you're already tier 3. Usually by the time you're tier 3, you want to be Lich level 2. Don't like that at all. Not one bit. But he does get the orb at least, and now he has a lot more damage. DK is soaking up a lot of experience. Also, this is not really ideal. Normally when DK is level 4, you don't really want to creep with him too much anymore. Unless he's really close to level 5. Because level 4 has a very big experience penalty.
Player's forces are under attack.
I don't remember what exactly it is. I think it's like 50% penalty or something like that on level 4. Meaning you only receive a tiny fraction of the creeps when you're level 4.
A town is under siege.
Oh boy! Double Claws and Brilliance Aura now found. Really good items suddenly by HuG. Didn't get too many of those previously, but now starting to stack them up. We have a TC coming in as well. Having seen Spirit Link, I can only imagine Destroyer form is on the way. Certainly is. Lich should get level 2. If these items get passed over to the Lich, he's also starting to become a fearsome damage dealer. Destroyer already up in the air. Good, really good damage, obviously, by this undead army, but no sustain. Not a single statue. Blade Master, too slow. If he is a little bit quicker, perhaps he can get the item. Item is the ancient... the Warsong Battle Drums, by the way. Oh, the army is not coming in. Okay. Shadowhunter is still creeping. I guess HuG doesn't want to fight before his TC. And here we finally have the TC. Only one scroll of speed. Don't like that too much. There must be another one ready. Oh, Dust of Appearance. Nice. Almost every orc forgets about this against fiends. HuG doesn't. Is it Tiny Great Hall time? This would be pretty greedy, honestly. No, he goes for the Orb of Lightning first. And HuG's just standing around. Kind of weird. Ooh, this Blade Master, though. Oh my goodness, that's looking nice.
A player's forces are under attack.
But normally Blade Master now would be scouting out the undead and would be creeping the remainder of the map. Top left, most likely, for level 2 TC. And if he finds an opening, would be looking for a Creepjack or something. DK is actually basically level 5 now. It's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. And this is why you always want to be active with the Blade Master. Right now, PCG has no idea where the opponent is. So he feels his only viable play right now is go for the base. Does he have pillage already? I don't think so.
A town is under siege. A player's
Expansion that's
forces are
coming
under
up being
attack.
scouted right away. And nope, there is no pillage. But there's still decent damage here against the altar. That one will be falling, certainly. But PCG has a lot of time now to look at this orc army, to consider what kind of counter he wants. The counter must be destroyers, I guess. Speed scroll and run away. TP very aggressive, though he can dispel against the speed scroll. And seems like HuG wasn't certain whether he wanted to fight right there or not. TC lining up for the stomp. Boom! Very nice stomp indeed. Oh, it's Dark Ranger with Dark Arrow first, by the way. Not with Silence. Destroyers are surviving surprisingly long because of level 3 coil. Whoa! That's a lot of healing on these Destros right here. And the Berserkers died too quickly. Berserkers were in a really bad position. And the Blade Master just falls. Wow. TC about to follow here, as it seems. Coil Nova is going to be his end, I believe. No, Nova on the Walker it was? And the Coil. Shadowhunter, I don't know. Perhaps didn't have the heal wave ready. And that is looking very rough now for HuG. Losing the next Kodo Beast. Yeah, this Creepjack here is what won him this game. Crazy!
A player's
He
forces
wanted to
are
go
under
for a
attack.
tower push and then plan B decides, okay, I guess not. What a weird game. Expansion still not done. As we all know, orc expansions take forever. So this is an easy cancel. Did the Blade Master still have the invul, by the way? I'm not sure. Oh, he did. That hurts. It is sometimes really hard to keep the overview, though. There's so many things happening. You have to micro so many things at the same time. And DK with level 3 coil, the nuke is substantial. Oh, wow. Ooh, baby. The Lich now officially a monster. 38 intelligence. Yeah, this is a scary ass undead army. 5, 4, 2 hero levels now. Only thing missing is a level 3 Dark Ranger, and then this is basically perfect.
A player's forces are under attack.
And HuG, what's he doing? Yeah, that's the thing about walkers. In the super late game, 60 supply plus, they're really good because you have very high berserker numbers and you can snipe the destroyers really fast. But when the armies are smaller than that, it's hard to take out these destroyers. And then walkers kind of suck. Especially with it backed up by a level 5 DK. Look how fast his camp is dying, dude. What the hell? So much damage! And level 3 Dark Ranger now. What's the item? Ring +4. You know what? That's pretty good. It's not like PCG is lacking damage. Of course, creeping with the DK there was a bit of a waste, but I don't think it's gonna matter. 66 supply versus 51. And off we go. Kind of hard to tell what's going on. With those destroyers in the air, first Fiend finally dies. That took a long time though. Kodo gets the Devour off, but will pay for its sins. Right click's enough, not even nuke required. This right click with Orb, dude, is so much damage. Holy crap. Everything's just dying one after the next. Destroyer still in the air. Yeah. And everything's dead. Everything's dead and turning into skeletons. Blade Master still doesn't have the invul anymore, actually. Blade Master finally got a good inventory, but could never really make use of it. Stompa, stompa.
Player's forces are under attack.
HuG not looking his best today. That's it, GG. 2-1 for PCG. Moving on to the grand finals.